Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Game Master Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video is going to be a review of the print copy of Advanced Crimson Dragon Slayer 2024. This is of course put out by Venture Satanis. I'm a big fan of Venture's work, including this game system, Advanced Crimson Dragon Slayer, but also the setting that this game system I think is best used for, and that is his Chalt setting and series of of these gorgeous hardcover books. There's three of them so far. He's a very prolific Kickstarter. Always, always turns out really, really good products in his Kickstarters, and so I'm really looking forward to a lot of what he previously had in PDF coming to print on demand as well. So I backed his more recent Kickstarter, where I'll be able to get a lot of um, those other booklets and whatnot in physical copies. So I'm really looking forward to that Kickstarter being fulfilled, and that'll probably be coming very, very soon. So this was part of that, where these would be made available, and they are right now. Now I picked up this copy. I picked up this off of Amazon, so it was $20, and that was after. It was $20 plus tax, so really under $22 for this. And even though I've had this on PDF for quite some time, and he frequently updates it as well, and you can still get the PDF for free, so that's always available to you. But I'm just a big fan of, especially if I'm game mastering something, that I like to have the physical copy on the table when I am running, and that includes even when I'm running virtually, online, whether it's through Discord or through a VTT or whatever. I just like to have the physical copy at hand on the table. So I'm going to just go through this. So as you can see, this is an 8x11 format. Very, very vibrant, cover on it. Pretty hard stock as far as the cover is concerned, and then the pages themselves, they are a matte finish, but still very high quality, and you can see the color and layout of everything is certainly, lives up to his art style that you can see here. This was a flyer basically for VentureCon 3, Revenge of the OSR. So this was last year's VentureCon, which is his own convention that he runs in Madison, Wisconsin. Typically in June, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or June or July. Certainly, I haven't gotten a chance to go to one. I was really looking forward to going to one, but for VentureCon 1, just the timing of it, which was just after the pandemic and everything, and airfare was ridiculous. I've looked at possibly flying out, and more recently, or driving, which it's a 15-hour drive for me. So it's just a convention that is kind of outside of my range, but I absolutely love to one day make my way out that way. But anyway, the game system itself is contained in here. And so just very briefly, because I do have videos of the game system itself on my channel, and I will link those in here as well. But you have the general overview, character creation. You have your character classes, of which there's only 4, and then you have your races, which is human, dwarf, halfling, gnome, elf, dark elf, half orc, demon, pixie fairy, crystalline, reptilian, and droid. We also have infernal elf, moon elf, blood elf, sky elf, midnight elf, sun elf, blue velvet elf, rainbow elf, grog, vor, and vism, as well as a lizard tor, a crustacean type creature, and cactus folk. There is a sleaze factor that is also in the game. So if you want to increase the amount of experience points and hit points and whatnot, you can make your game session sleazier than normal. This is not for the under 18 crowd, by the way. You have Chalt cards, the X cards, which allows you to utilize these X cards to make the game more eldritch, more gonzo, more science fantasy, more apocalyptic, more humor, more sleazy, more filled with pop culture. So instead of taking things out of the game, these X cards allow you to insert different types of themes and events and such into the game itself. So I certainly like that way that he handles that whole thing with X cards. And again, instead of taking things out, you're putting things that you really want to see into the game, which I think is a much more positive way to deal with player agency and such. There is an alignment system, and it is it is basically just law and chaos and and communion. Once per session is starting at 3rd level. Oh no, so it's just law and chaos. So you're either lawful or you're chaotic. So just the two different things. We have so combat section on it, and again, I've covered this game system. I've covered this game system in on the channel prior to this. There's a section on Lavender Moon Dice, which is some optional rules added in, sorcery, and a whole system of sorcery. You can see now that you can see the art, if physically in your hand. The interior art really does just pop far more so. I mean, if you can really see how the blood spatter on the page actually has the texture almost of it, like it looks like it's wet when you're seeing it, and you can see the layout choices that he has here with the light blue to make those particular bars just stand out a little bit more. So, and again, I mean the choices for color and layout and such are just really top notch. Now here you have here you do have a character sheet in the interior of the book. That's something I always say, but again, you can get the PDF for this, but I'm a big fan of putting the character sheet on the back of the page, on the back of the book, or at least the last page where you can easily just photocopy it, or copy it on your printer, much easier. So here we have a table of contents, which comes in over here for additional character classes. Let's see what this section is. So this is Ascended. So this is Chalt Ascended. And so it's a more advanced version of Crimson Dragon Slayer that comes into this point here with additional classes and special abilities, some more imagery on the inside. We go with additional glyphs and magic and whatnot. But again, I'm just pointing to the the physical enhancements of of having it this way rather than just a PDF. But past deeds of heroism and cowardice is another section here, and I love this image here. You have basically, um, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Venger Satanis or LeMay, who knows, but being the psychiatrist of H.P. Lovecraft here. So it shows an homage to H.P. Lovecraft as well. Then we have a whole section of Crimson Escalation, which is kind of like a critical hits system that keeps on building up as you go through. So just that really does amp up your gaming experience when all parties, the game master and the players included, are having a much easier time to roll critical as battles cycle through. So by the time you go around through a series of 10 escalations, you start hitting a critical on anything a 10 or above. That becomes on a d20, obviously. That becomes something that really does increase the challenge and the lethality of combat. Um, and then there is far more in here, and then we have the 10 Commandments of Immersion that is included in here. So a lot of these were like little blogs and blog posts that Venger had written for his blog site, and you see them all included in here now in physical form and also in the PDF as well. So here we continue, and here is VengerCon 4, all right, which is coming up this year. We have his we have these X cards. So here are the X cards where you're just going to, and they're very, very simple, right? So you have Eldritch, Gonzo, Science, Fantasy, and Post-Apocalypse. And here's the outer portion of the card. And so when players either pull these or display these, they're telling the game master, I want more humor, I want more sleaze, I want more pop culture, I want more grindhouse exploitation in my particular, in the next scene, let's say. And then the game master improvises that into their game. So the Gilded Die of Satanis, and this is so this is something new. I haven't seen this before. So how it works: when you roll a d20, you may simultaneously roll a Gilded Die of Satanis. If that d6 result is in a 1 or a 2, or 1 or a 2, the d20 result is ignored unless it's a natural 20. If the result is a 3, 4, or 5, it doesn't matter. And on a 6, let's see. I'm guessing a 6 is, this is a failure, shall be worthy of ridicule and mockery, possibly gross and embarrassing. So I guess that's the roll on a 6. If the Gilded Satanis roll is a 1, 2, or 6, I'm sorry, the PC earns a point of divine favor. All right, so a 6 gives a divine favor, as well as a 1 or a 1, 2, or 6. So anyway, transmutation is another section. I mean, the interior images and the art and everything are, really top notch. Um, really enjoy them, and we finally get to some. That's a really really vibrant color here, and that's the thing I also want to point out as far as getting this physical copy rather than printing these. You can see how ink intensive this would be if you were printing it at home. Not only are you not going to get the same kind of paper quality that you have here, um, unless you specifically bought, very heavy gauge paper in order to do it, including glossy paper and such, in order to do it, but so ink intensive that you're probably pushing over $20 worth of ink to run off this booklet. So it really is a much more cost-effective way to buy this, in physical copy. It comes print on demand. Like I said, I got it from Amazon, but you can also get it on TTRPG as well. So I'm really excited about it. The fact that I have it in physical form makes it more likely. Now, I've played this game system. I've played this game system with Venger as my game master there, and always a blast to run this system. So I highly recommend you check out this system. Again, it is on TTRPG as a PDF, but I do recommend that you pick it up as a physical copy as well, because it is really just that well done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. This is technically a holiday weekend because Thanksgiving was Thursday and most people are off on Friday as well. I myself, I had a wedding last night, so it was Thanksgiving, then a wedding, um, you know wedding breakfast this morning. So it's been nothing but eating the last day and a half actually. So really happy to get back home and start doing these videos and getting back into looking at several things as well. There's a chance I got to reach out. There's a chance that Vic from DaveCon is going to be on the channel tomorrow night for a live stream. Once I get that time nailed down, I'll be putting out an announcement for that as well. So be on the lookout this weekend for more videos and a potential live stream sometime tomorrow evening. You all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for stopping in. Take care.